What's going on, everybody? In this video, it's going to be a little bit different than stuff I normally do. Yes, I'm showing my belts, as if you haven't seen them a million times before. This video is pretty much just going to explain my lifetime in wrestling through the belts, because these all tell a story. And what I really went for with my collection was to get a bunch of stuff that was around during my lifetime. I didn't really get anything from before, like the Hogan 86 and stuff like that, the Andre belt. There's really not much importance to this video for most people, but I just wanted to make it because I thought it'd be pretty cool. So, the Winged Eagle. This was the belt that was around whenever I was born. I believe Yokozuna was the champion. I was born in 1993. So this would be the earliest one for my lifetime, world championship wise. This was around until I was just about almost 5 years old. And then so I was pretty young, so I didn't really see a whole bunch of it. And then this came to be. Of course, it was the WWF version when Stone Cold Steve Austin got it after WrestleMania in '98. And I remember this most vividly throughout the years because I always called it the Big Circle. I saw people like Steve Austin, The Rock, Kane, Undertaker, Mankind. People like that were always surrounded by this belt. Kurt Angle, even Vince McMahon and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I remember these things. It was from my most vivid childhood memories of watching during the Attitude Era, and it was all surrounded by this. And every now and again we got to get a glimpse of that. Steve Austin's controversial Smoking Skull title. I remember seeing that a couple times on TV. I was very young whenever the Smoking Skull was in existence. I always thought it was a different championship. I didn't really understand it, but I still remember it. So it was one of those gotta have it in my collection things. And then I'll never forget whenever they introduced the Undisputed title after unifying the Big Gold and the Attitude Era Big Eagle, and they were eventually presented with this. This is molded after the version that was presented to Triple H. This is the version 1. When this belt came out, I actually thought it was legitimately named the Undisputed Championship. Like, I thought that was the name. I didn't consider it was the Undisputed WWE World Championship. I literally thought that this one was just somewhere else, and this was the WWF Undisputed Championship. And my bad eyesight, I legitimately thought it said Undisputed on there somewhere, but I was a young kid, I was dumb. I eventually got the hang of it. Oh, it's the Undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Championship, to show that there's only one, blah, blah, blah. Cool beans. I finally got the gist of it as I got older. And then the spinner came to be, and let me tell you, I hated that belt when it came out. I didn't really care for John Cena that much. Never really did. I liked him a little bit, but never really cared for him. Spinner I didn't really think much of, and when I was in my late teens and early 20s, loved the spinner. It's one of my favorites now, all because of CM Punk, Jeff Hardy, and Triple H. The Rated R title, as I said, I did not like the spinner, but I really liked the Rated R. I thought it was a very unique piece. I was 13 years old when the Rated R title happened. I thought that the black behind the spinner piece itself with the red star, I thought that was awesome. I didn't really like anything else about the belt except for that. But, I was a kid. The Big Gold, the WWE version of the Big Gold came out in 2003. They had the WCW and before, during the Alliance and all that good stuff. And I remembered it from WCW days, but when they brought it back, I remember I was 10 years old, and all I could think is, why are they bringing this belt back? Because it didn't have the WWE logo on it at first. I was like, so is WCW a thing again? I didn't really understand it. And then they put the WWE logo on it, and when I was about 11, I caught that. I was like, oh yeah, cool beans, cool beans. And this was a must-get for my collection because of people like CM Punk, Kane, Jeff Hardy, Triple H, just to name a couple. Most importantly, Kane and CM Punk for me, because they're my two favorites of all time. So the Big Gold was around during my age 10, 11, whenever they resurrected it. I just remember so bad wanting Kane to win it from Triple H in 2003, but he wound up having to unmask. Then there was this. 2013, I was actually at the Monday Night Raw where this belt was unveiled. I was there with 1990 Hardy 1 in Lafayette, Louisiana at the Cajun Dome the night after Elimination Chamber. We were there. Go check out his Day in the Life of video where this belt is unveiled. I remember seeing prototype pictures that had popped up from OCC, and we were like, what the hell is this thing going to be? And it turned out to actually be pretty cool. I was 19 when this belt was unveiled, and I'll never forget it, especially being there live. I love the design of it. I didn't really care for it with the Rock side plates. I was more for the Daniel Bryan side plates or the Randy Orton side plates, even though I've got the WrestleMania 32 side plates. Then this thing came. I was 21 whenever this was unveiled, and I'm gonna tell you, the first glimpse of it, I hated it. I saw the picture that got leaked out of Triple H with it during a photo shoot, and I hated it. I said, what the hell? Why didn't they just get a different belt? And then when they unveiled it on TV, and I saw it with the Brock Lesnar side plates, and I saw how that red accented the belt on his side plates, it really popped for me. I was like, okay, maybe it's not so bad. So I bought me a replica, and I got custom side discs made for it. Mine are black and red, so they just make it pop a little bit more. And of course, that's it for the world titles. Maybe someday I'll have a universal title in here I could show you guys. United States, no real significance there. The only reason I got a United States was because Seth Rollins is my favorite of the modern era, and I've got the commemoration of him from summer of 2015, so that's why I've got those together. Light heavyweight title goes way back to whenever I was a little kid again, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. I love the design of it. I liked that the littler guys had it, that they had their own championship belt. That and the hardcore title. I loved watching these matches when I was a little kid. X-Pac was probably my favorite light heavyweight champion, especially when he held the light heavyweight and the WCW cruiserweight at the same time. I would love to get the cruiserweight. The European champion. That was another belt I really loved because of the colors on it. I didn't really understand the European heritage and all that stuff at a young age, but you know, I knew it represented another continent, another part of the world. My favorite European champion was probably a toss-up between X-Pac and William Regal when I was younger. I've owned several of these replicas, and I always paint them, always mod them up to make them look like they did on TV, because I don't think it looks right with the black logo box. As a young kid, you know, colors pop to you a lot, and this belt, I just loved it. I always wanted one, so I got one, and it's painted up just like it was on TV, and it just brings back all that nostalgia, and I just love it. The Premier Tag titles aren't really of any significance to me or my memories. These were a Christmas gift from my wife when we were still dating back in 2015. These were a Christmas gift, and I do love them. I like the design of them. I painted them up to make them my own custom. So, really cool gift turned into a really cool piece to the collection. So yeah, no real significance in the timeline because there is no history behind these. But to go into a little bit more of the history, you know, I've got the Kane Attitude Era. He was my favorite wrestler of all time. I get the picture right there. Jeff Hardy, that's my best friend's favorite wrestler. 1990 Hardy won. Go check him out. You know, I've got some significant stuff here. You know, I told you I'm a CM Punk mark. You got the CM Punk stuff. Shield, Seth Rollins, and Kane. Hulk Hogan was the first wrestler I ever watched on TV, so that lunchbox right there, I bought that locally for a steal. Had to have that. Memories. Vinyl records, you don't really care about that, I'm sure. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a video with a little history of the belts and, you know, what that means to me, where that stood in my lifetime. I know it's probably not of any significance to any of the viewers, but, you know, it means a lot to me, and I really hope you enjoyed this video and learning a little bit about myself. So I'm going to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to me for more videos, and that's it.